Welcome back guys to another video. Today we're looking at non-verbal reasoning, shapes, complete the series and odd one out. Let's get straight into it, but before we do, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. I'll be replying to every comment. Right, let's get into it. First question. We're doing complete the series. Odd one out will be after we've done all 4 of these questions. First question. We have some triangles here in boxes with some lines. You've got to pick the one which fits that box. As you can see, the triangle each gets shorter as you go down the boxes, which means we can rule out B, we can rule out C, and we can rule out A. So only D and E are left. E is too small, so which means the answer is D. I recommend with questions like these you always cross them off with a visible line, so your brain definitely knows it's not that one. Cross off, use process of elimination, really helps in MBR. Right, next question. This one looks a little bit harder. We've got some really weird shapes here. Also, with the weird shapes, they tend to be harder because your brain has not really seen them a lot. With a triangle, you're used to triangle. You've been used to them since like year 2, so you know triangles a lot better. So you're a lot more comfortable with them. So you've got to get comfortable with these unique shapes, like in question 2. So question 2, we have some weird shapes here, but you can see there's already a pattern there. You have to look for the pattern in MBR. MBR is all about patterns. Find the pattern in MBR. If you find a pattern in MBR, if you can find a pattern in every MBR question, you are so well set and prepared for the exam. Just find the patterns. Find the patterns. So there's a pattern emerging here. White, grey, white, grey. The next one has to be white. We can rule out C and E. So put a line through C, put a line through E. You've got 3 left now. As you can see, the shape. So this has. Now we have to look for another. We have to look for another pattern. So the first shape has 4 sides. The shape after has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. The shape after has 1, 2, 3, 6 sides. Pattern there. 4, 5, 6, 7. We need to look for a shape with 8 sides. That is white. So it can't be B because B only has 5 sides. Can it be D? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't be D. Let's just check A to make sure A has 8 sides. Always check. Always check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A is your answer. Well done. So you always got to be looking for those patterns, the easy patterns, and then you've got to look for the hard pattern because the hard pattern will probably get you the mark. So you always got to look for, I recommend looking for symmetry, sides, shapes inside. Like if you can see the last question, the shapes inside, number of sides, symmetry, number of sides and symmetry. Number of sides and symmetry are the biggest ones, easily the biggest ones, and lines. Lines, how the lines are shaded, that's another one. So lines are shaded, symmetry, number of sides. If you can always make sure you look for them, you'll be fine. Right, next question. As you can see, we have some 2 weird shapes and 2 fairly normal shapes. We've got a arrow, a square, and a pentagon, and a vase. I'm going to call that the vase, so you know that's the vase. The one next to the arrow is the vase. So let's have a look. So, right, all the same colour, rule out colour. Look for number of sides, so that's 4, 5. Look for symmetry. Arrow, 1 line of symmetry. Vase, 2 lines of symmetry. Square, 4 lines. Pentagon, 5. Is that a pattern there? 1, 2. Don't know. 4, 5. There's a pattern there. We've got to look for 3. Well, let's look for 3 sides of symmetry. Well, circle has loads of lines of symmetry, so it can't be E. C, that has what? Way more than 3 lines of symmetry. D, way more than 3 lines of symmetry. A only has 2 lines of symmetry. The answer is B. Put B in there. There's your answer mark. So always look for that symmetry because people get caught out with symmetry, but you always got to be looking for symmetry. Right, number 7, B. As you can see, this is a lot harder. There's 2 shapes inside, but what you can tell is that the big shape has black and the small shape has white, which means you can rule out A straight away. Cross out A. Right, color. We just saw the color pattern. Right, is there a symmetry pattern? No, there is no symmetry pattern. I don't think. Is there a side pattern? We have to look for the sides now. We've looked at this with whole symmetry, we saw color, side pattern. There's no shaded lines, so we can't look for shaded lines, but we have to look for side pattern now. How many sides on a pentagon? 5, obviously. Hexagon, 6. Heptagon, that's 7, 7. Octagon, 8. Well, we're looking for a 6-sided shape. You should use process of elimination, like I said. So D, 5 has D. The pentagon has 5, which means it can't be D. E, 5, can't be E, and it's also upturned. Also look for upturn, that's another one. Upturned shapes, shapes have been reversed. Also see if there's a pattern emerging. So it can't be E, it can't be D, it can't be C. Leaves B. The answer is B. Sometimes this is not also a pattern. Sometimes you've got to use process of elimination. Just realize, just cross out the ones that you know. It definitely can't be that. Like it definitely can't be A. Cross that out. Ruled out the 4. Definitely can't be C. Cross that out. Definitely can't be E. Cross that out. we were left with these two, but there's already a pentagon, and then there's no repeated shapes there. So B, sometimes there's no pattern. Sometimes you just got process of elimination. Just look at the ones that definitely can't be. Right, so now we're going to move on to some odd one out. So we're looking at odd one out. I hope you found complete the series interesting and you learned some stuff and some new techniques to master those questions. Right, let's go to odd one out. We've got 3 different types of questions here. Right, so as I said before, look for sides, the way the lines have been shaded. Also, there's different types of sides, like maybe they're curved, like you can see they're curved sides, different types of sides and different shapes. So let's get into it. So let's look at sides. Let's count the sides first. So A has 7, B has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, C has 7, D has 7, E has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Straight away, if you just look at the sides, there we go. B is clearly the odd one out because it has 8, the rest all have 7. Your answer is B. Very, very easy stuff. Let's go with the second one. Count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Right. Sides clearly aren't the thing. Right. Is there any line shaded? No. Is there any? Because as you can see, they've got an inner circle. Is every circle at like a corner? Yes, it is. Okay. No odd one out. No odd one out there. Okay, let's look at how many curved sides. Let's count the curved sides. So there's 2 curved sides in A, 2 curved sides in B, 1 curved side in C, 2 in D, and 2 in E. That's weird. C is the answer. Only 1 curved side. Odd one out is C. There's your answer. It's very easy. If you just go through these motions of, right, count the side, right, count how many different sides. Look at the shapes. Where are the shapes inside the shape? Look at how the lines are shaded. As you can see in B and D in the top one, the lines are shaded slightly different, but we didn't need to check that because we already saw the pattern because we went through it all. So we have to just. But the thing is, in the top one, because they're both like that you can't rule them out because only one out. So that's why we have to go for the sides. And as you can see, that has 8. That rest all have 7. B was the answer to that one. Right, now we're looking at the bottom one because we've already done this. We saw that C only has 1 curved side, whereas the rest all have 2 curved sides. So C is the odd one out. We're looking at the bottom one now. Right. Now, for this one it's a little different. You've got to make sure. So they all have a circle. They don't all have a square, but 2 of them don't have a square, so that can't be a factor. They all have a... Right. 2 of them have hexagons, I believe. Yeah, they do. So 3 of them have hexagons. 3 of them have hexagons, but they all, if I'm right, they all have some sort of circle, which means you can't rule out. Most of them have squares, which means you can't rule that out. Is there one thing that one doesn't have? So A has a pentagon, B has a pentagon, C has a pentagon, D has a pentagon, E doesn't have a pentagon. There you go. You just gotta look at it. You just gotta keep looking. As you can see, so D doesn't have a hexagon, but it doesn't matter because look, 3 other things have a hexagon, so you can't rule that out. But the 2 other things have a hexagon, and then also they all have circles, but these 2 don't have. These 2 have different circles, but because the 2 things are different circles, you can't rule it out. But what I did notice was that all of them have a pentagon apart from one, and that's E. E doesn't have a pentagon. E doesn't have a pentagon, and when you just gotta look and just see. Because sometimes it can be a subtle with one not having a thing, but you missed it because you're just going through so many things. So sometimes it's just the simple stuff that you wouldn't think it is. That's what you got to look out for. So I think the answer here is E, because there is no pentagon in E, whereas there's a pentagon in every other single line of shapes. Every single one has a pentagon in it, apart from E. So I believe E is the odd one out in that pentagon. Great. So thank you guys so much. I do hope you enjoyed that. That was quite a quick lesson today because we wanted to get through complete the series odd and out quite quickly because they are quite some of the easier topics. We have some hard ones, so I think up next we've got counting, reflection, horizontal and vertical series, order and positioning, layering, spatial reasoning. We have a lot of stuff to cover, so please, thank you so much, and please subscribe, like, and turn the bell on, and make sure you guys stay tuned because there's many more videos coming up. Thank you.